Welcome to this look at a phenomenal new map on Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on Agro Forests by SETKA Simulators, the guys who converted the Hutan Pantai map and made it better in my opinion. This is Silver Run Forest, but oh, so much more. It is phenomenal. This, I'm going to put it out there, in my humble opinion, the best map on Farming Simulator 25 to date. Not just because of what's on here, but because of the potential of what it opens up, which will make more sense as we go around. 834.4 megabytes to download. And when you consider Giant's version of Silver Run Forest was 1,358.17 megabytes, that's staggering how they've done this. And as I turn around, you will see immediately, oh, I haven't done my initial turnaround. Every single map now, there we go. Immediately I'm looking around and my brain went, this is so much better. It's so much more alive, so much more lush, so much cooler. It's just, I'm going to keep saying it the entire time and it's going to drive everyone mad, but this map is brilliant. So the map looks like this, and you say, well, yeah, it's Silver Run Forest. No. Silver Run Forest had a cluster of fields here. It was one of the complaints a lot of people had. It's a forestry map. That was the point of Silver Run Forest. If you didn't like doing forestry, there wasn't much else to do. This has been changed. Look at this whole section here. It's all now farming. Farming? It's farming. It's farmland and farming. And we've got a whole load here. The map has changed so much. Oh, honestly, I'm so excited to get to all the bits. The main town has changed quite a bit. There's some of the old processes as well as the new processes put in as well. On New Farmer, we start with all these farmlands, and all these are all separate. As you can see, 36, 35, 31, 33, 30, which is this one just here, encompasses the little farm area here, which is that farmhouse, and this one down in the town. Slot count on all three game mode, no, slot count on New Farmer is 1,594. On Farm Management Start from Scratch is 1,584. 10 slots different. The difference being, on Farm Management Start from Scratch, there's not a sleep trigger house available here. As far as I can tell, everything else is. Field prices, plot prices are pretty good. I mean, they're not, there's nothing crazy. I'm going to put some extra money in just a moment. I'm going to borrow some from the bank. I mentioned that before I started. Simply because, one, we need to buy the old sawmill up here, which we'll get to later on. We also need to buy plot 23, just there, which we're going to buy now, which opens up that, which will make more sense later on. Plot 1, which we're going to buy now, which does that. And look at, I mean, the riverways, there's so many more lakes. I don't know, and this will blow your mind when you get down there. It's absolutely brilliant. There's going to be another plot I need to buy as well. Was it 13? We'll see how much I can't remember how much the sawmill was when we get there, but let's click on that, see if it'll let me buy it now. Let's buy the old sawmill. Oh yeah, we should be alright. Let's buy that now while we're at it. Did that not give me the land though? Okay, I need to borrow a little bit more to get the land, because we will need the land. Do we? Maybe not. Anyway, right. So yeah, plot prices, field prices, not too bad at all. So if we walk around the back here, you see how much this has changed. Sleep and wardrobe trigger at the farmhouse just up here. We've got a pickup here as well. I'll talk about build mode in a second. We've got 20 collectibles on this map as well. There are no custom crops. Contracts are available. Sleep and wardrobe trigger is up here. Now, I didn't do what I usually do and remove buildings and equipment and machinery, because I think a lot of the pastures and stuff are integrated into the map up here, which I think is important that they stay that way. If we go into our required mods, build mode, which will have our required mods. Did I say there are three? There are three required mods which download automatically. So if we go into our build mode like that, on our sheds, if we come down here, we have got some sheds. Farm barn, wood turner. Actually, the wood turner, shouldn't that be under factories? Shelter with voltaic cells, bulk haul, and do I see one of those? Weird. And then the production building with photovoltaics. Now that I couldn't I couldn't get into that building. There's one up at the sawmill, which I'll have a look at later on. There was nothing under any of the other sections here. Under factories, though, we've got the other ones added in, which are like sort of the platinum expansion ones, which weren't on the Giants version. So the paper factory, iron furnace, barrel factory, and art accessories factory. Although the shingles factory isn't on there, but is on the map, so it's not there for replacing. Another interesting one. Under animals, though, we have got all the various different pastures. So that one there says 7. Under horses, that one there says 11. That one there says 100 for the pigs. Under sheep, that one says 100. Under chickens, that one says 100. But you'll find as we look around the map, because the pastures have been built in on the hillsides and extended, the capacities are far more than it says just there. If we come down to here, there was nothing under fences, decoration, nothing under at all. But under sculpting and stuff, there were quite a few paint textures, as you can see, various different ones. A lot there. Under trees, we've got a load that have come up saying, there we go, agroforests. Agroforest. There's a load of trees been put in. And then under plants, I think it was all fairly standard, if I recall correctly. Yes. Almost. I am rambling. I am rambling because we have got a lot to get round. And I cannot get my head around the fact that Giants version of Silverrun was 1,358.17. This is 834, and I have to say this is a better version. It feels more like farmland as well. You've got more going on. So horse pasture in there, we have got 3 out of a potential 16 in there. You can see one there. Oh no, 1, 2, 3, and the pasture runs right around the back of this little pond here, lake. The waterfalls and stuff are beautifully done. It works really, really well. We come through the side of the clamp and down the hill to the side here. We've got a sheep pasture. The sheep pasture has got 10 out of 212 in it. That's here on the hillside. If we drive around the side of here, and it's the way it's all done. It's integrated into the map seamlessly. It just feels like it's right, that it should be here. I'm just going to cross over this stream. I know I probably shouldn't. Probably get myself stuck now, just to prove a point. The textures, the landscaping, it's all phenomenally well done. Down in there, over here, we've got a pig pen, pig pasture. You can see a couple of pigs knocking around in there. That has got 5 out of 713 in there. Swing around again. I say it's all of this. It just, I don't know. I know I'm going to keep saying it. This was one of those map tours I drove around just smiling the whole time. I know they had a kind of a platform to work from initially, but what they have managed to achieve. And they did the same with Settlers. Settlers was the map that was the conversion of Hutan Pantai. And that got absolutely, when I did my map tour on that got pans. Lots of people saying, oh, it's rubbish, it's this, it's that. I loved that map. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. That's the back end of the the horse pasture. If I just turn there. Also on this plot here. And like I say, these are all the separate plots that you get when you're a new farmer. We go back to our farmland. That one there's 32 grand. This one here is 89 grand. They're not, let's say, it's not break the bank stuff. 27 grand. That one there, 40 is 49,990. 35, 37. Let's say it's not crazy money. But if we come down to here, we've got storage shed just there. Manure. Actually, we've got some manure in there, which is interesting because there's not actually animals, and we haven't got any animals in here. But we do have manure already. But animal pasture building just here for 64. A sort of more standard one. I just like the way this is all opened up. It's right, and it does still have some of the features, but the features that have been tweaked of Silverrun. Heading up into the yard, just here we've got our harvester, cultivator, trailer, couple of tractors, seeder, header trailer just there. We have got this barn here. Now this has got some stuff in it, but I don't think, if we go back into here, go up to there and we go down our sheds just there. It's this shed here. Oh, we go 350 pieces. Garage to store your vehicles and tools. That's the one that we've got, the farm barn. And if we hop out and go into here, it looks like it's got two though, which is curious. We've got a trigger here that says open storage dialog with a bit up there. I guess we're putting pallets up there. And then we've got one here as well. So maybe it's got two in here. But this is bale and pallet storage. Out here we've got a hayloft, which I'm assuming it's standard hayloft, 250,000 litres. It doesn't say, but putting into the hayloft is done here, and taking out of the hayloft is done to the side here. And then we've got a workshop trigger, which is just inside this building here, tucked away. Can't believe how long this has taken, and we haven't even got out of the main yard yet. We should speed up as we get around. A lot of the prep time for me was obviously going around the map, making sure I could work out what everything did, how it worked, what was where, what, you know, as best as I could anyway. Chickens just here. We have got 55 out of 945 out in here somewhere. They're about, just see a couple of them knocking around. And then a little bit further down we've got another cow pasture. This one has got cows in it to the left, and this has got let me check, 10 out of 131 just limousine, however you refer to them, just in there, and the triggers are just up along that little track there. So let's head down here. Rent train point is just along to the left. The train goes to Riverbend Springs. Across the way, just opposite over there, is the wood turner, and what we're going to do is then go into here and come to this. We'll see those when we get around later on. So because we bought land, we've got these, but if we go to there, what's available, the wood turner is diagonally opposite, and you can see all the stuff in here that you can do at the wood turner, which is called my more old school platinum FS19 stuff. FS19? FS22? 22. And then quite was good timing. Then we come across here, we've got the farmers market just there, sell point. So the town itself has changed quite a bit, and a lot of the stuff has been adjusted, amended, new buildings put in. We have got olive groves and olive trees out to the side. One of the required mods is the olive picker mod, so we've got olive trees out there as well. Out to the left, just over there, we have got the barrel factory. That's over there. Like I said, you can have a look and you can see what's available. And then we've got some land here which is available for placeables, for factories. We go into here, you'll see just here. So there's your barrel factory, and all this land here can be purchased for either building a housing estate on, or making an industrial park, add some more productions on, whatever you want to do. It is entirely up to you. Now we come around the corner here. This is what I was talking about. On New Farmer, we've got a sleep trigger here, which is built into the sort of the sleep trigger up at the main farm. Walter is out on his deck just there, so you can chat to Walter. And then we've got a sleep trigger at the main house just here, which isn't available on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, just to point that out. We come down here, oh, mind the man on the crossing. We've got the fire department sale point, and the fire department has changed somewhat, and the sale point is just through the gap in the trees there between the buildings, just there. If we come out and around here, just here we've got the furniture factory. I love the pallets on that ramp all leaning back, look. It's very cool. And then down past here we've got the surf house, which is very cool. I'm going to bump up the curb just here because I need to go into here. And you'll see the harbour area. It's unlike anything you've noticed from Silver Run Forest Paul. We've got a hotel sale point, which is just through the back here. I love all these, very cool. There's a sale point through the back there that says, I'm sure it says hotel. I wrote down hotel. Yeah, hotel. So sale point around the back there for the hotel. David is here, lurking around somewhere. Where is he? I think he might be out on the dock. Sale point just here. This is the Agro Forests Market sale point here, general store at the front. Then we go out on towards the dock area. I was saying this is where things change. So at the Harbour Master's office is where David is hanging out. David is the new Harbour Master, apparently. And look at these. And these ships will have far more relevance in a moment. One of the other required mods is this liftable ramp just here. We've got debris crusher just here, and then the other side of it here we've got a sell point. A couple of sell points, should I say, one there, one for loose products, and I think one for pallets, but they're both here. So we have got the debris crusher and the harbour grain elevator. These are these two here. And our debris crusher we're just going to drive past. We've then got our harbour sell point. Now the harbour sell point is interesting because the harbour sell point is hovering over the water just there. We have got one here on the dock as well, but hovering there. Like I say, that'll become more relevant in a little while. And the ship's moving, look at it. Selwood is just here, so for doing that, whether you're using that or that, can be done here at the dock, very important. Harbour sell point, just there as well, so secondary harbour sell point there. And then round the corner here, we've got our warehouse for our palleted goods. Just there for purchasing of palleted items. So, away from the warehouse, across the street just here, we've got the shingle factory, just there, and vintage clothes is just across the way. I didn't actually go up to the museum. I'm assuming the collectibles on the map are the same as the previous ones that will appear in the museum. There's your vintage clothes sell point just there. And again, if you're not sure what you can sell where, if you go into your prices menu, go down any item on your prices menu, and then look across the right hand side, it will tell you what locations will buy those things from you. I can't go over how much this whole dock area has changed. It's incredible. Down to our left, just over, I'm pointing again, just over to our left, we have got, what is it? The art accessories factory. So art accessories is just there. Around the corner we got the cafe, sell point just there. And we've got a gas station just there. Across the way we have got our vehicle shop and workshop trigger. Again, it's all the extra, the trees, the decoration, the foliage. I just think it works really, really well. So workshop trigger is just there, vehicle shop trigger is here, and this is the reset point for the map. The roller coaster is still here, so if you want to do the roller coaster build, you can. So a roller coaster build is to our left. You'll get paid for the stuff as you drop it off, and the roller coaster will gradually build as you go. We've got bakery off to our right hand side, just there. And then down to our left, the boat yard, the boat builder is still there. So if you look down to our left, again, if you might not have watched the Silver Run map tour actually, or played on a previous version, if you're new to the game, new to this particular version, there's our boat builder. Again, you bring various different things to that, you buy it as a production, and when the boat has been built, it goes down the slipway into the water and you get paid for the boat build, and that is a repeatable process. The roller coaster, once built, is built, and you are getting paid for stuff as it goes, and you get to ride the roller coaster and that kind of stuff. But yeah, and this, where this is all changed as well, I'm still smiling. Still smiling. It's awesome. And you wait, we haven't even got to the good stuff yet. So here, Grain West Silo. This is a transfer silo to the train. We've got a rent train point just here. Putting into the silo, taking out of the silo. So if you're bringing stuff by train to here, you can transfer into the silo and collect it, or by road onto the train and then send it off to Riverbend Springs by train if you want to. Now it's a little bit trickier because you can bring stuff down to here and load into here, but once you go off in that direction, it will go off the map. So if you want to take it from here and go elsewhere up the map, you'd have to back up if you want to do that. But that's your Grain West silo for transference. Speed up, speed up, speed up, come on! Didn't look, should have looked. We turn down here, there's going to be a little bit of cutting across country here and there. You'll find a moment. Now what I'm going to say as we drive down to here is Alien Jim. Alien Jim kind of set the scene, I'm not going to lie, way back when, on Spectacle Island. that kind of thing of, oh man, the possibilities moving forward, and it never really went anywhere after that. And when this version of the game came out, it was like a bit kind of, oh, okay. Now, down here, we have our dredging boat. We just drove past it, the dredging boat was there. But this isn't bringing out stones, this is bringing out sand. Now you can come to this location, if there's no sand here, or there's not enough and you need to buy some, you can back under this, it will give you the option to buy, start filling, and you can buy sand. Once you own this plot of land, which is this bit here, so if you buy that whole plot, you can then scoop it up from the ground. If you don't own the land, it won't let you scoop the sand up from the ground. So that's an important thing to know. What we're going to do is turn the engine off there. If we come round here, we've got a fill station. Now the fill station is important. Now I thought when Riverbend Springs came out and you saw the barges and thought, oh, that's really cool. It says cargo ship. If we go into here and down to there, Olive's Olive pickup was added in, and this under agroforest we've got the cargo ship. Now I haven't tried buying one of those. If I buy it, where will it put it? Because if that puts it, that's got to put it in the water surely. If I buy another one, 4,350 horsepower, but this is going to go horribly wrong, isn't it? I'm going to miss it. Go on, onto the boat. Yep, missed it. Of course I did. No, how do I get onto it? Right, okay. I'll tab. Bear with me. Find out. Exit the boat. We are on the boat now, so I tabbed onto it. So we can come onto the boat. We can just... Honestly, this is just the very beginning of how cool this is. So let's enter the boat. Start the engine. We've got tension belts. It straps in the front, so if you're putting logs in here, you can put logs in here. It says start filling, so I can fill up from there. We can fill up with sand. We can put sand in this if we need sand. Let's put our... Do I need to put the lights on? If I put my light on, my top beacon is now rotating. There you go. And we've got lights in it as well. You can put lights all the way around. Camera angle in here, which is just phenomenal, and out of there. Why? Now, what's what I'm saying? The potential for this now moving forward, if it can be done on here, why can't it be done elsewhere? So, this, you know I said about that sell point being over the water, you can take stuff from anywhere on your map, load it onto this boat, whether it be logs or some of the other things we're going to talk about later on. You take it along the river, and you can go, I've already tried it, you can go right along the river, I'm pointing again, out to where those tanker ships are, negotiating amongst other boats and stuff as well. It doesn't follow a linear track, you can go anywhere you want, and then you can unload when you get to that unload point, but it doesn't stop there. I mean, look at the animation on it. We're driving the boat. Our little tug, which is just brilliant. Now, I may skip a little bit of this, but I just want to do the first bit of this, then we'll go back to the pickup. So when we go along... this is what I'm talking about. Now, you might be watching me, but it's got nothing to do with farming. Hey, it's transportation, doesn't matter. It just adds a whole other element. And the way this has been done... It's masterful. Look at the bow wave, and then the bit from the motors on the back. I mean, it's just... So we've got a dock over to the left there, so if you want to load logs on, you've been in forestry over there or something else, you can load it on. Need to turn that. Turn. There we go. We can navigate to our waterways, and we come to the midpoint here. Let me just do this. Where it splits, we can go up that way, all the way up to there. There's a dock up there. We can go all the way up there, which takes up to the sawmill. Oh, yes, the sawmill. To our right, we've got a ferry crossing point. So the ferry will cross from there over to there. So if you want to do the ferry, I'm going to go up the right hand fork, and we're going to go up towards the sawmill. And this will bump into the land. It will get stuck. If you got to be careful. You've got to navigate quite carefully. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to... Oh, brilliant. Look at it. And you can go from the front if you want, if you're loading or whatever you're doing, but... Is that not just brilliant? I guess you can probably go up the left-hand fork here as well, but I didn't want to. There's another dock there. So again, for loading things from all over the place, go for it. Whether you decide to use cranes, grabs, I mean, there's so much stuff in-game already. So I'm going to see you up there in a moment. I'm going to jump off the boat because I'm going to do a couple of bits up at the sawmill. It just made sense just to show you this. We'll go all the way up there, and you can load your logs up there. You can put them in the sawmill, or you can take your logs from there and bring them out to the coast, out to the port area, whatever you want to do. Now if you get your rudder right the way across, you can actually pretty much turn it on a dime if you want to. I'm not going to dock it right now, I'm just going to put up to the bank here. Let's stop there. See what I mean? I've gone up the bank, you've got to be careful. But it does mean we can get on and off a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do, get out of there, hop off there, hop off there, and we're up at the sawmill. So this is the old sawmill, we bought this already. Now you can still put your logs into there, and the sell wood point is just over there. Noah is inside the building. We've got the rent train point, which is just over there. Your pallets will spawn out of there and some inside here. You can rent train, you can load onto there. Noah is up through there, up on the gantry, so if you want to have a chat to Noah, you absolutely can. We come around the back here. We'd also have this point here again. It doesn't quite work how it did before, but that is also a wood sell point, so you can put wood into there, and the sell icon is just around the back there, so you can sell wood there as well if you want to. And then if we come through up here, we have already got a load of wood chip that's already sat there. Again, you do need to own the land, you do need to own the sawmill, and then you can gather that wood chip already. And I think as it produces wood chip, more will appear in here, but there's a ton of wood chip already here which you can collect if you want to, which seems to be just kind of pouring, whether that's a constant thing. Up through there we've got a sawmill sell point again, wood sell point. It's not a load onto the train, there's just a sell point there. Now this is the weird bit. So just here, I'm trying to find it on my notes, we have got, yeah, this just says sawmill. If I come to the map, so we're here, that says sawmill. Now on the previous version of the map on Silver Run Forest, this was a warehouse buy point for pallets, but look, I can't get into the building. There's no option to open the door. I'm pressing circle, I've been around the back, so I thought, oh, maybe you need to own the land, or you need to own the facilities. If I click on it, it just says visit or tag place, not buy, and the land around it, I can buy that plot, I can buy that plot, I can buy that plot, but I can't buy that. That's the same, that's the sell points, that's just visit. So at the moment, I can't get into that building. It is a warehouse point, but I can't access it. Not quite sure why. So that's the sawmill area done. Normally we'd do that on the route round. So we've come up here on the boat, there's our little boat there. I'll show you a little clip later on, because I went up that fork, and I'll show you something up there a little while later. So what I'm going to do now is head back to the pickup. I'll carry on with the pickup, and we'll carry on around the rest of the locations on the map. And just, I mean, that barge alone, like I say, the potential for what could possibly be done with that barge on other maps. So you'll see why the sand and stuff is relevant in a little while. Some of the stuff is more relevant than others. I'm going to cut across the grass here again just for expediency. There's a word, isn't it? I didn't make that up. Oh, I forgot about the railway here. I'm sure no one will mind. So if you go all the way out there, we went past on the boat, but there is the ferry. On our left coming up, remaining in place is Waffle Hut South. So if you're worried about your waffles, nothing worse than waffle worry. Waffle Hut South is still there. I don't know why I say half the things I say. If we go up here, actually let me just double check something. I want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Let me just click on that. Why is it not highlighting? Let's buy that. No, okay. I wasn't sure whether or not oh, do I need to buy? No, we should be right. I'm not sure if I need to borrow some more money or not. I think I might do. So we wind our way up here, and we've got Rural Farm Sell Point. I'm going to take the left fork because it's a shortcut. If you go to the right, it's a bit more of a winding road round. But we are going to take the left fork here. So we've got Rural Farm Sell Point just there. We're going to head down here. So one of the plots of land we bought earlier. Now this was the iron ore place originally, and the iron ore just pours out, and you know, everything's rosy. But again, this is next level stuff. Can you tell I'm a little bit excited? Maybe. When we get to here, look at this. Look at it. So the iron ore is now, we're inside the mountain. We've got a ton of iron ore there. The iron ore is continually pouring out of there, which we can come and grab whenever we want. There's a fuel point around the side there. You can climb the gantries, you can do the walkways. I must admit, I did look. I was trying to find a light switch somewhere, and I couldn't find the light switch. I'm not saying there isn't one. I don't know whether at night these will just come on automatically because it gets dark. But here's your iron ore inside the mountain. I know. How cool is that? We carry on up the mountain. The bit that I still firmly believe should have been made into the roller coaster. All the stuff here should have been. But this, on the previous versions of the map, were closed off. But here, you can actually go right down here if you want to. Look, all the way down. It's brilliant. I mean, not that I don't know what you would use it for, but the fact you can, and then you look down here, and that just goes down and down. I mean, you can't really. But again, it didn't need to be done, doesn't need to be on here, but it just adds so much. I'm sure the previous versions there was the metal fencing was across here, and you could go down so far but not any further, if I recall correctly. Right, from here, carrying on up the mountainside. We come to the top, which is where the iron ore factory mine used to be. What we've now got, once you've bought this block, because you saw me buy it earlier, we've got the iron furnace at the top of the hill. Now the iron furnace has changed somewhat. Oh, has it changed somewhat? Oh no, it hasn't. Which one is it that requires? Why did I think this required iron ore and sand? Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway, right, iron ore in, metal out for producing your metal, making more money. So the iron ore that's being mined further down, you can bring up here, crack away to your heart's content. What? Oh, it's that one. That's all right, fair enough. So here's your iron ore and metal. So that's your furnace at the top of the mountainside. What is also very cool, I'm just going to show you, which is different to previous versions as well, the bridges, because there were little bridges further down at the bottom. We've got bridges at kind of different levels as well. There were some further along on the map, but these are fairly new. So you can cross over at different levels to different parts of the mountainside if you want to, which I personally find brilliant. So we're going to swing around here, and then we're going to go left. Down to the left, there's another dock area. So if you bring the barge up that left fork, that first left fork, it brings you all the way up here. Look at the waterfall to the right. Look at that. And tell me that's not cool. And it goes all the way up the hillside. Look at that. Brilliant. Yes, there's a dock area. We come down here, we've got another Grain West silo. I've got a little video clip I'm going to cut to because I bought the barge up here off camera to see what you could load into the barge from here. So what I'll do, you put into the silo just here, round the back, or take out, and then you bring your barge alongside and you can unload into the barge just there. So I'll cut that video clip now and you'll see what the items are that can be done into there. Brilliant! Let's go. So there you go. You can see the dock directly over there. Let's grab our pickup and let's crack. I love the workers as well in their garb. That again becomes more relevant in a moment. So heading up. Actually, I haven't done a where we've been and that kind of stuff. We started the main farm here, went out to the various different animals, came out onto here, and we went round the town, kind of this direction. That was the barrel factory, round there past water, past the fire department, out past the furniture factory and the hotel sale point, out onto the dock area where David was, the agroforests market sale point, then the various different dock port points just there. Came in past the shingle factory and the vintage clothing, then down to the art supply store, cafe, gas station, vehicle workshop. Did those. That was the bakery, boatyard. Out here, I never mentioned the Rent Train point there, did I? But I didn't. Oh no, I did mention it, didn't I? The Grain West silo, out to the dredging boat. Then we followed the waterway all out past the ferry. Oh, I didn't point that out, did I? I went out past it and didn't say. Paper factory. Did we go past it? We did, but we took the fork. Paper factory is just up there. Again, there's a dock along the side of there, so if you're doing stuff with regards to that, you can. Out past Waffle Hut South, rural farm. Then out there, we took in the, well, it says medium petrol tank, but there's the iron ore. There's our iron furnaces. There's our Grain West silo. If I buy that plot of land, there's a little fuel tank there as well. And then there's plot 1 up here, which is where we're heading to. So let's follow this winding road. The long and winding road. Seamless. It is seamless. Now, what was on the previous version of the game, if you continue on along the road just here and around the bend, you can see the sign just there. If I go to the map and show you, just along there, that little bit there's a gas station just there. You can't buy that plot of land. There's a little overlook point there. You can park up and you can look out across the valley and that kind of thing. The gas station's just there. We're not going to head to the gas station. We're going to take this left turn up onto plot 1. Now, when I did my Silver Run Forest Let's Play on FS22, I remember coming up here doing, because log transport, wood transport jobs were on here. There was one up here and I got the lorry. I had an absolute nightmare, a debacle you might even call it. I caused an absolute fracas. So, up here, on our right hand side, piled up, we've got rock. Not stones, rock. This is all rock here. We come round, this facility is incredible. Built into the hillside. We've got stones there and a little bit of sand just there. Look at the workers all dressed up. So our first facility, when we bought this plot of land, which is just here, we click on that, there we get our cement factory, which requires sand and stones in, and that'll give us cement brick, cement bags and roof plate out. So not just stones, sand and stones. So transferring sand up from down at the dredging boat all up here is what you might need to do, so to speak. And the recipes I think are pretty, yeah, they're pretty good. Look, 1000 to 180, 1100 to 225. Yeah, pretty cool recipes on there. We've got a fuel point just here which we can refill just there, plus storage buildings and stuff. But it's all the gantries, everything kind of has a purpose. The facility's running and you've got various different byproducts that are coming out. Some you can just sell, some of them there's no onward production for them, but it's all this stuff. Look at it. Even down to the yellow strips on the steps, so you can see them, so you don't fall over them. Look, there go the guys up the steps. It's just wow, 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 wee wah. Up the top here, we've got soil coming out, piles of soil which you can come and collect, do what you want with it. We've got a workshop trigger just in there as well, and storage for more vehicles, equipment, and machinery. If we come around here. So the production that's running will be producing stone. That bit there is where you take stone out from. If you drive underneath that, it says stones, but only once you've got some being produced. If we come around here, there you go, to here. Our next production is this one here. So this is our rock crusher. So the rock that we saw all around the side there, you bring your rock here, put it in, run it through 100 to 950, so you're making a lot more stone out of your rock, and that's where you get your stones from, which then can be used for onward products and stuff like that. Or you can turn it to lime or whatever you want to do. It's entirely up to you, which I'm assuming that's doing the same thing. That's putting stones out, because if you run out of rock eventually, you're going to need somewhere to just get stones from. But also just very cool. This is a dirt pile, so it's soil, this is dirt, so another byproduct of the whole process being made, so you can get out of there. And we come around the side here and that's more rock here. And there's rock. Actually, no, you won't run out, will you? Because there's rock pouring out of there. There's stuff pouring out all over the place. I'm going to go this route down now, and we're going to go across past the sawmill, which we've just done. So taking in more of the lovely landscape as we go. And like I said, if you go out exploring or you're doing forestry, there are so many little lakes and ponds and stuff that's been landscaped in. So crossing over the back of the sawmill where we were earlier, out onto the main road, and we're going to take the next left. Hairpin back on ourselves, just here. I've just realised there's no biogas plant on the map, unless I've missed it. I don't think I have, but I didn't remember seeing one anywhere, or any plot of land for one. So out round here, apologies if this has been a bit of a kind of, you know, I've been going quite fast. So, animal dealer, just here. Katie is on hand. We have animals in the pens as well out here. Katie is just there. Animal dealer point is just there. Buy manure, buy slurry points are just here. I'm not going to go all the way back round to the main track where we came in. I'm just going to take a little shortcut out through here onto this track around the back, which brings us down across this bridge. I did mention the contracts were available, didn't I? And we come to this section here. So, from plot 1, up here, we came back down the track onto this main road here, past the sawmill, took this one round here, past the animal dealer. We're now here. All these fields here are rice fields, floodable, ready to go. Over to our side, remaining on the map, we've got Waffle Hut North and we've got a gas station just to our right. But these fields here are all good to go, with rice already prepped, which is absolutely awesome. If we go just across the road here, which again, this was all forestry before, so the fact it's all sort of agricultural land, which is, I think, is absolutely brilliant. So just here we can see our grapevines to our right hand side, but there's a building there. So these last two plots of land we need to purchase. Plot 19, if I buy that, that gives us the grape processing unit, and then plot 22, which is just there, if I buy that, that gives us our oil mill, which is there, because this is all the olive groves and stuff, and this is our grapes. So grape processing unit over to our right hand side. And as we said earlier on, if we come back down to here, you can have a look at all the various different things that were available, either owned or under available. So our grape processing unit for our grapes and our raisins, and we're going to follow this route over. Now again, I say this every single time on a map tour, I apologise if I have missed anything. It's just the beauty of this map as well. You know, like I say, it's a beautiful map anyway. I liked the original Silver Run Forest. I wasn't as raving about Giant's 25 version of it. I didn't feel they'd done enough really to you know, then some of the things had changed, I thought, for the worse, and I don't know, I just wasn't raving about it. This, I have to say, I think takes that and does what Giant should have done. Yes, it's Silver Run, but it's not Silver Run, you know, it is so much better. So much better. So here's all our olive grove trees, not the olive vines that we get standard in game. So this is one of the required mods, and these are all in place already. And if we then cut across through the vines onto the next track over, which is just here, takes us along to our oil mill. And this is that plot of land that was out by the barrel factory that I went airborne and showed you earlier, that's sort of placeables, just here. So here's our oil mill, just there. And this is our placeables point. And we come back to the map. I'm just looking at the plots. I'll buy that just in case. No, nothing else came up as a trigger. I'm just looking. I don't think I've got any other locations that have anything else that needs to be purchased. Not that I can tell. Like I said, that plot of land there, you need to buy that if you want to access the sand and stuff that's on the floor. If you want to just pull up with a trailer and you can start filling, you can buy from that point at any time. But there is sand and stuff already there. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it, acting like it's nothing. That's Agroforests by SETKA Simulators, the best map on Farming Simulator 25. I'm just saying it. I know it's going to annoy some people. I hope you found all of this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.